Hey guys, Scrublord here, and welcome to another episode of Scrub Souls. In this episode, we're going to be taking on the Smoldering Lake and the Old Demon King boss. We're going to have to use a different weapon than our fire broadsword, possibly the deep battle axe. I realized I had made a mistake. The first time I ever did an SL1, I focused entirely on the fire broadsword. The deep battle axe is something new. I hadn't tried that before. I understood that it was good against the dancer. The problem is, I wasted a lot of chunks on that when I got up top, and I don't have enough to bring my fire broadsword up to +9 in order to put the slab on it. So I'm going to have to go back and try to farm some chunk. If you saw my Osiris video, you saw me get kind of surprised when I managed to get a chunk off of one of these little thralls. They apparently don't drop them very much though. I spent probably over an hour down here farming them and only managed to get one chunk, which is nice. I only need 3, so it's not a big deal, but I thought I'd try the grave wardens and the untended graves too. These things are pretty ugly at SL1, and they'll kill you once in a while, but if you strafe them to the right, it seems like you can a lot of times get a backstab on them, and that'll help, or just kind of bait out some attacks and just spawn with backstabs are the best method though. And there you go, there's a Titanite chunk. Now I wouldn't exactly call that a common drop. I only managed to get 2 out of them after being here for, I don't know, probably half hour to 45 minutes, but that's all I needed. I went ahead and tested out the deep battle axe against one of these, the early demon. You don't have any reason to kill this. I was really kind of checking its resistances to see how the deep battle axe did against it. But this doesn't have anything that you really want, because you can't use the soul for anything. There are a lot of items and upgrades in the temple underneath the Smoldering Lake. That undead bone shard we don't necessarily need. At this point we've got plenty. And most of the items are things like shards and large shards that I don't need anymore because I've got easier ways to farm them up at this point. So we don't really have much to do down here. We got the one Estus Flash shard that we wanted, and we can probably just go ahead and head for the boss. I'm not sure if you call this goofing around or not, but I went to Grey Rat and bought this Morning Star that has a bleed to it, and went ahead and put Carthus Rouge on it to see if indeed bleed is the best way to take care of this guy. And this is the way I ended up killing him. Would I have been better off with the dark battle axe or the deep battle axe? I might have been, I'm not sure. This was a difficult fight. I would say it took me 7 or 8 tries probably. I'm wearing the Conjurator set in order to, be nice and light, and it also has real good fire resistance. And as you see, I'm taking quite a few shots from this guy and doing okay. I have a few gripes with this boss. The biggest one is how much you lose your lock on. It's constant throughout the fight. You are constantly losing your lock on. And he kind of griefs you a little bit. If you try to attack him from the front, you get stuck in between his legs, and then he uses his weapon in order to kind of trap you in there, and he'll either slam the weapon down on you, or he'll do that real quick fire thing. But he seems almost impossible to get behind. So anyways, I just scrubbed through it as a scrub would. I can't believe I didn't die to that one. That was hard. And I'm not even wearing Gundir's ring. I totally forgot to go get the prisoner's chain after I killed Gundir. So I'll go ahead and do that next, because that's a pretty good weapon. At SL1, you don't get, and you get 10 in every single stat. And of course you can pick up the different skill rings like Knight, Priestess, Hunter. That'll give you 5 in one of the skill stats. But the prisoner's chain will give you 5 each in vitality, vigor, and endurance. So it's a nice ring. It damages your absorption a little bit, but you don't have much to begin with. looks like that's it for the old Demon King. It was hard, but last time I did this at SL1, I went ahead and cheesed it with a crossbow. And if you are struggling with this, you can go ahead and take a crossbow and just kite him around, and he really can't do anything to you at all. So, I mean, that's obviously the easy way to do it, but I wanted to try to do it melee this time. Well, I guess we're finally ready to go to Irithyll. We'll go ahead and take on the level as well as the boss Pontiff in the next episode. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and check back to see how I do against I would say the first truly difficult boss of the game, Pontiff Sullivan.